Hey everyone, it's Allyson here again with Shark Fin Shears. Today's haircut that we're going to talk about is the Kristen. So you can see Kristen is Shark Fin's version of a nice, long layered, it's smooth, it's seamless. We've got a nice blunt fringe, so think of your Betty Page. Think of just your classic, long, beautiful layers. So the sectioning I took for this, it's super simple. Literally, this haircut is going to be done with two clips. Two clips, I know, I can't believe it either. So we are going to section off at the crown, we're gonna do a diamond, and then we're gonna do your classic fringe sectioning. So you can see with her fringe, it's a wider fringe. We're using the two outside ends of the eyebrows, shall we say, and the top point of that diamond meets at the fringe. The way to create this is I'm gonna do our classic sectioning of nose to nape and ear to ear. I'm then gonna find my diamond within those four sections. So I can literally just start the top of that diamond from the highest point of the fringe and connect those two sides to my ear to ear. So you can see on the side, my diamond does not go past my parietal ridge on the side or in the back, right? My reason for that being is if I have a wider diamond, I'm going to remove more hair from the top of her head. If I remove more hair, I'm removing more weight. I'm creating more movement, creating more layers. If I have a narrower, a smaller diamond, I'm not taking as much hair off of her head. So, a really good variation on this is depending how much hair a client has, their texture, their hair density, and what they're looking for, what they're going for, we are able to customize this haircut and these layers based on your customer and your client's needs. So the first part of this haircut, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my shears. We are going to start with the diamond. We are going to be doing our layers first. This entire collection, we cut our layers, then we cut our perimeter. I know it might be a little scary for some of you. It definitely was for me, but I can tell you it's about efficiency. This collection is something that works behind the chair, and it's also a collection that works for you and your clients. So this is a concave layer. What I'm going to do is take this diamond section and I'm going to be cutting it at a 90 degree, a true 90 degree, and over directing to the center to create the concave shape. So with that 90 degree, I'm gonna use my comb to see where the round of the head is. So before I take the clip out for my diamond, I'm actually going to clip these pieces down. My reason for clipping these is because think about it, she's got super long hair and right now it's just one length. Well, if she's got one length that all falls to the same spot, when I drop that diamond, I've now lost the diamond that I worked so hard to create. So by clipping her perimeter down, when I drop this top section, I don't have to worry about getting it confused with hair that I don't want to cut. What you can do if you're not someone that likes to wear your clip here like I do, just put it in the hair. It's just one more way that you know that hair is secure. So when I am over directing, I am gonna over direct to myself. What that means is if I am cutting the right side of her head, I am gonna stand on her left side and I'm going to direct everything to me. We tend, without even realizing, to push stuff away from us. So if you're over directing to the opposite side of where you are at, chances are you're not gonna over direct to where you think you need to. So by bringing that hair to us, it really allows us to know that we are over directing where we want that hair to be. So I am going to take a vertical subsection and I am going to start that right in the middle. So what I'll do is I'll turn her around so everyone can see. I am taking a vertical subsection, working in the triangle. Again, I am not cutting anything outside of this triangle. And you can see her little point falls. If it goes to where I need it to, pick it back up. If that little tiny tip point of the triangle, depending on where you want your layers and the length of your layers to sit, if it doesn't meet, don't cut it. It's okay, okay? So now what we're gonna do is use our comb to find out what the curve of the head is. So taking my comb, and I can see that we've got, let's see, 3 spots here that have a different curve. So rather than taking all of this and cutting it, boop, straight across, I'm gonna take smaller subsections so I know that I'm cutting at a true 90. So we'll take this out, use my comb, and use the length of your client's hair to determine where you want that layer to sit. If she's got hair past the middle of her back, I'm not gonna cut her first layer here. This is not gonna be my guide. It's not going to be seamless. Remember, the keywords for this is seamless. We don't wanna see where the layers start or stop. We just wanna know that they're there. So what I'll do is make sure I am in the center, so I am over directing. We'll drop this, and I like where that sits. Do you see how the ends of my hair have already dried out? Make sure that you are resaturating. I cannot stress enough the importance of saturation, particularly with this collection, but really any haircut that you're doing, right? So let's get that first cut out of the way. We're gonna cut. So then I'm going to take my next subsection. I'm gonna use my comb. So I know that that's where I need to elevate. Just gonna take one previous little piece of hair from my previous subsection. I'm gonna bring that straight out. There's my guide. And again, so I dropped that hair, I lost my tension. Make sure that you are keeping proper tension throughout your entire haircut. And now, taking another little piece and just bringing that to the back. And again, here is my elevation. Bringing it straight out. There's my guide. And just those few little pieces are what I'm gonna cut. Again, if you have 2 or 3 pieces to cut, cut them. If they go to your guide, they wanna be cut. If they do not go to your guide, let the hair live on the head. So that was my guide. That's down the mohawk, it's down the center of that triangle. I am now over directing everything to that center, again, to create the concave layer. So I am standing on her left side, I'm gonna cut her right side. Now I'm going to take the hair I've already cut, push that over, and now pick up hair within the triangle and over direct that to the center. And again, taking a smaller subsection because I do not need all of that hair. I would not be directing that hair to the proper elevation. So we'll come up here, we'll use our comb to check. And again, just taking that one little piece. These kind of long layered cuts, for me personally, as you guys can see, I'm using a swivel. Long layer cuts and swivel shears go together like peanut butter and jelly. Can I tell you, you guys can see? My elbow's down. My elbow's not up here. Everything's down. Everything is relaxed. This has been a game changer for my cuts. And not just long layered haircuts. Any haircut, a swivel has changed. But a long layer in particular, it's, see, I'm completely dry. Resaturate that littlest bit. Because remember, when your hair's dry, what does it do? It shrinks. So if you started a haircut wet with a great wet guide and now you're finishing it dry, what's that doing to your guide? Your guide's still there, but it's in about 5 different spots now, right? So you can see I've already cut her right side, now we're gonna cut her left. I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but I'm gonna change my body position so you can really see from all angles exactly how I should be standing and directing the hair. So now I'm going to take, again, another vertical subsection. I am doing exactly what I did on the other side, recreating it on this side now. So I'm here, I'm over directing again, everything to me, comb that hair towards you because you know that you're gonna bring that hair to where it needs to be. Coming up, using my comb for elevation, and cutting. Again, over directing to myself and to the center. Now with this cut, I think we can all agree that I could probably do this back section, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 subsections tops. I really want to do this to show everyone proper direction as far as where we're elevating the hair, the over direction of where our arms and our hair are going, and also our body position. Body position is so important in any haircut that we do, not just for the hair that we're cutting, but for ourselves. As hairstylists, we are so hard on our body. We have to make sure that the haircuts we're doing work for our clients and work for us based on the tools and what they do for our body. Okay, so now we're gonna turn her again. There is her layer. So now we'll take out these clips because we don't need them in there anymore. Believe it or not, we're almost done with this cut, right? Crazy, I know. So it's a long layered haircut. You can see, again, the key word for this is seamless. You do not see where these layers start and stop. They're just there. So now we're moving on to the fringe. Like we said, this is a super simple 2-clip haircut. This is a long layered haircut that has so much versatility in it. We leave the fringe for last because the steps in this cut go our layers, our length, and our fringe. Again, I know it might sound a little crazy to some people. It can be intimidating. My first time trying this, I had never learned a haircut where I did the layers first. So if we can step outside of that comfort zone that we're in and really open our minds and be receptive to this haircut and this education, it's gonna blow everyone's mind. So we have those seamless layers in, right? Now a variation on those layers, because it is a disconnected cut that forms a seamless shape. Depending on what your client wants, if you wanted to go ahead, you can see, I'll take a vertical subsection here, and we're gonna go ahead and elevate everything all the way into the length so we can really see where our layers sit and where our length sits. And if I wanted to, I can bring this hair out. You can see right here is where it starts to go up into the length. If I go straight out, you can really see it. So we can really start to see, there's my guide, there's my disconnect. So that's a solid, say 2, maybe 3 inches. It's a hairdresser's 1 inch, let's be honest, right? So what you can do with that is you can actually, to customize, go in and blend those layers. So if they don't want to see so much of a disconnection, or you don't want to see so much of a disconnection, you can go in, you can blend those. We love to use, especially with a swivel, we can slide cut those, we can point cut them. It's whatever works best for you in customizing for your client. But again, just another great variation on a simple layered haircut. We're gonna go ahead and do just a classic blunt fringe. So I want you to think again, your Betty Page bangs, your just classic pinup. Long hair, blunt fringe, we're making a statement. So with these, there's 0 elevation. We know 0 means that hair is being cut from how it falls onto the head. So we're gonna bring this hair, and again, if you feel like you are going to cut into hair that has already been cut, just clip it out of the way. You clip it, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. So what I can do with this fringe, we do have a couple different options. I can comb and cut with no tension. I can use very little tension. I can use very high tension. If I use high tension, I'm pulling, that hair is gonna pop back up. So the options for our low to no tension is I can just go ahead and actually put my hand here, and I could cut along the bottom. Just use my fingers as my guide like you would for a comb. I'm going to use my comb, but that's another option. That's just gonna give you nice and soft. It's gonna hold the hair where it needs to be, but it's not gonna be so blunt and so harsh. It's gonna just kind of break up that weight line a little bit, right? So we'll go ahead, we'll turn right here, and I'm gonna start just in the center. I am just gonna bring my comb down. Let's get all those, I don't know how lovely mannequins are with that excess hair. We'll go ahead and comb that down, and we're just gonna cut straight across. Make sure, as you can see what mine just did, my shears pushed a little bit of that hair. Be mindful of what your hand and your shears are doing at all times. If you are someone that is not comfortable picking up the hair with your shear because you feel like you're gonna cut someone, take your thumb out so that way you know your shear is closed and you can use it. Your tool is an extension of you, and you want to still be able to do whatever you need to do even when that tool's in your hand. So we'll comb her straight down. We're gonna use our wide teeth because it's less tension, and we're gonna cut straight across. So obviously we all know how fun mannequins are. In an ideal world, this would take me 2 seconds because it's on a person. It's 1-2 snip, but we have to get those fine little details. This is my favorite part about a swivel with a fringe, because now if I need to get into those little hairs right there, rather than tilting my arm all weird, I simply just flip my shear and I can now go and get all those little baby pieces. If you're working on a mannequin, you're working someone where you feel like their hair is just sticking. If you have any little hairs like that, you can just go in and point cut just to clean those up. That's fine because you're getting those longer hairs. It's not like you're pulling this hair out and just, going to town with it. So let's take a look there. Great, so now, we've got one little straggler. We'll get those. There we go. Again, the joys of a mannequin, right? Never a dull moment. So now we'll take these out. Rough her up a little bit, shall we say. And now she's got her nice blunt fringe. So you can see when I cut in the pictures that, we've shown you guys of Kristen many times, her fringe is way above her eyebrow. Do we see how I cut almost at her eye? And as I do this, the hair's already starting to lift. This is why we use no elevation. We want to make sure that that hair doesn't bounce up. We want to have a blunt bang, we want to have seamless layers, and we want a haircut that works for you, that works for your clients. So I thank you. I hope this haircut made sense. I hope it was as fun for you as it was for me. And remember, it's nice to be nice.